Hey, this is Leroy Sky. Welcome to the show, and on this show I'm going to give a feature story on the Spheres program, which is going on at NASA, DARPA, and the Department of Defense. Spheres, which stands for Synchronized Position, Hold, Engage, Reorient Experimental Satellites. It's these little satellites they put out in space, and I'm fixing to tell you all about it, so stay tuned. Spheres was developed as an undergraduate class at MIT in 1999. The objective was to give the students involved the experience of the entire life cycle of the development of a functional aerospace product. These things fly around the test range of the vehicle involved. They fly around in formation and collect data. The Spheres are equipped with sensors, thrusters, batteries, communications, and a microprocessor. Scientists are experimenting with these things to figure out ways of using them to assemble spaceships in space in the future autonomously. The concept was based on the small Zeppelin droid. You remember Star Wars? You remember Luke Skywalker? You remember him. Well, on the flight aboard the Millennium Falcon, he was zapping around this little droid deal that he used for training to try to awaken the force within. And a good zap on the ass would awaken the force in anybody. But anyway, Professor David Miller, he's the aeronautical and astronautical professor at MIT. He challenged his students to make a functional product, which I probably just said to you out of these notes. So anyway, the Spheres are powered by CO2 thrusters running off of small CO2 tanks that have a battery pack. NASA and the DoD experiment with these Spheres for different reasons. They thought that they could use them for viewing the universe and make a better telescope than the Hubble telescope, because the Hubble telescope gives good pictures, the best pictures we've ever had, I think, but they think that they may be able to link these Spheres together and with mirrors on them, a different type maybe. This is how they fly around in formation into space. If you can see this picture, see how the arrows are opposite direction, and that's how the thrusters push them around. They go off of the gravity and beacons, that ultrasound beacons that contact them, tell them what to do, and that's how they and then they got a person that, man, I got a reflection there. They got a person that he was operating a laptop, I guess, telling them what to do. PADS receiver boards that they have aboard them, and they have 2 ultrasound receivers, 2 infrared transmitters, 1 infrared receiver, 2 receiver boards per side on each of the 6 sides of the Sphere. And they operate off ultrasound beacon, 1 infrared, and 1 ultrasound transmitter, and 1 PIC microprocessor. And it has inertia measurement unit, 3 single-axis gyroscopes, 3 single-axis accelerometers. And these things fly around and do little experiments for the people on the International Space Station and on the Space Shuttle. They want to use them for, as I said a while ago, they want to use them and make little robots out of them, maybe to go around and build a space station, and then maybe send some astronauts later on after everything's put in place to fill in all the little details, or maybe even to send those things to go explore something where man or humanity, man or woman, sorry women, humanity won't have to be involved if it's something that's hazardous to us and a harsh environment. there might be something dangerous in space, a harsh environment or unfriendly inhabitants, and they might want to send a robotic droid to do the dirty work at first and check things out, if we ever get that advanced. But this is the seed, this is the mustard seed that grows into space, where we become members of the galactical community, whatever they are. And I'm sure we'll have to follow the laws of the galactical community, the sectors of it. I'm sure there's sectors. Some theorists say the reptilian sectors, the amphibious sectors, and then they have the watchers, which are spiritual and physical. No telling what kind of ships they have. They can go into dimensions or something. But they might want to send these droids into something like Stargate. You never know. I mean, they come up with all kinds of stuff, and our imaginations have been coming true. And you can see that through some of the gadgets we have. It's just the seed. We came up with some of them, earlier than we thought we would, but some of them we're still working on them, like the flying cars and super wind farm, the super towers. We need to start making super wind towers, not the little dinky, with the motors in the tower, with the generators inside the tower, linked up on one shaft, maybe going down, internal hub or something. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities, but I gotta go. So this is Leroy Sky signing off. Thanks for being with me.